Ethan Sachs and Paolo Villanelli pit the grievously injured Valance against an entire Star Destroyer as the Hunter rushes to meet with his former crew and escape the clutches of the Empire. Ethan Sachs picks up where the War of the Bounty Hunters left Valance with an action-packed issue that shows despite being blown up, he cannot and will not be stopped. I do like the swerve in the storyline here with us thinking him dead and just the build up to him and his parts all sort of malfunctioning and just everything pointing to him going to die. And despite all that, he just goes absolutely crazy on the Star Destroyer and kills many of the troopers aboard, all in a bid to escape. Sachs has a fantastic knack for building up this great action sequences with dashes of great character moments, like Valance meeting with a young cadet and almost bonding with the man over his past with the Imperial cadetship, only then to be reminded of how spiteful the Empire can really be. The ending of the issue with Valance now in the service of Darth Vader and seemingly cured of all his problems with his cybernetics was something I never actually really considered, and I'm looking forward to where his journey goes from now, since his friends all effectively believe he's dead, so I imagine he's going to be over in the Darth Vader book and not in the Bounty Hunter book, hence why we haven't seen him in solicitations. Paolo Villanelli continues to just pump out some of the best Star Wars action art right now. I love how fast paced the artwork made the story, and just the viciousness of it all was brilliant, capturing Valance's anger and contempt for the Empire really well. Bounty Hunters issue 17 was another action-packed issue that took Valance's story into some new surprising territory, giving us some great character moments that pull from Valance's history with the Empire and his anger for it. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. Bounty Hunters issue 17 finds Valance's systems rebooting after Boba Fett blew him up. Luckily, the reboot is in time as he is surrounded by an army of stormtroopers. Valance tells them they picked the wrong day to tick him off, but the sergeant tells the cyborg him and his Hutt overlords picked the wrong day to take on the Empire. Valance blasts the trooper, asking him what he missed since they're talking about Hutt overlords now. On the Edgehawk, Losha asks why they are flying towards a Super Star Destroyer, as Tonga says it's because Zuckuss senses Valance is on board that ship. She tells Tasu to man the turret as the man is excited to finally kill something. Bosk is more than happy for him since he is still recovering and growing his legs back, thinking of eating Zuckuss for the protein as the Gand reminds the Trandoshan he should have taken up his offer to join his crew way back when. Losha wonders how they're going to find Valance, but Tonga has it covered, knowing that they can use an old smuggler's frequency they used to use to contact each other, hoping Valance can hold on. Valance meanwhile throws troopers around the room, smashing up their armor as one electrocutes him with a stun baton, but all it does is make him angrier. Grabbing a mouse droid, he uses it to smash the trooper's head in, finishing them off as he says that he warned them not to test him. His comms soon activate as Tonga sends out her message, surprising Valance since he saw her die. Tonga knows that it's a very long story, telling the cyborg to get to the main hangar in 10 minutes. A TIE fighter meanwhile contacts the ship, demanding they turn around or be destroyed. Tonga tells the pirates that they aren't Hutts and they are just a supply ship, but the TIE is suddenly blown up by the eager Tasu, who says that the conversation was boring him. More fighters come for them as down on Jakara, Kira finds the battle quite beautiful, thinking that they should drink to the Hutt's sacrifice. General Vakora is honoured that Kira wants an audience with her, but knows that she wants something from her. Kira, however, wants to do something for the woman, knowing to bring Crimson Dawn into power, they needed to crush all of the syndicates in their way, wanting Vakora at their side as the leader of the Unbroken clan. Before she answers though, Kira has something for her, showing her a container with something the woman wants badly, telling her that Crimson Dawn is about the future. Vakora eagerly accepts the offer as Valance meanwhile tries to find the elevators to the hangar. He's confronted by an Imperial cadet who demands the cyborg surrender. Valance learns the cadet's name is Cadet Ven, telling him that he's not a threat, asking how old he is. Ven says that he's old enough to do his part for the Empire and old enough to have seen his fellow cadets die when the Hutts attacked. Valance tells the boy that he was once like him and a cadet as well, knowing that he believed they were uniting the galaxy in peace and order, but then he got badly injured on Mimban and after that the Empire just tossed him away like nothing. He tells the cadet that he doesn't have to have that same mistake, but the cadet doesn't know what he's meant to do since his commanding officer is dead. Lieutenant Hayden meanwhile is told where Valance is, ordering the compartment he is in to be vacked into space. An officer explains that there is a cadet in there with him, but the lieutenant doesn't care, demanding her men never question her orders. The officer complies, opening the view screen in the room where Valance is, causing Ven to be sucked into space despite Valance's best efforts to save him. Valance kills the camera in the room as the officers identify him as a former Imperial soldier, but his file is classified. Hayden finds that interesting. thinking that Lord Vader needs to be alerted, as outside, Tonga and her crew take down more fighters, barely dodging their fire as Valance kills his way to the hangar, hiding in the shadows as he listens to an officer tell a squad of jump troopers that Vader has dealt with the Hutt leadership, so now they just need to mop up the smaller ships. Valance tells Tonga not to breach the hangar thanks to the jump troopers and the squads there, deciding to come to her as he grapples up to one of the jump troopers, taking the man's jump pack and dropping him to the ground, blasting out of the hangar towards the Edgehawk as Zuckuss races to the ship's hatch, getting ready to catch Valance. As the hunter blasts the troopers that pursue him, he sees Zuckuss, remembering how the last time they met, the Gans stabbed him, but Tonga reassures Valance that Zuckuss is being paid to save him this time. Reaching out, Valance grabs Zuckuss' arm, but thanks to his extensive damage and an unknown force, his arm is ripped off, causing him to fall back through space as the Edgehawk is forced to escape out of the area for the ship's safety. The unknown force turns out to be Darth Vader, who has grabbed Valance with the force as the hunter passes out. Sometime later, Valance awakens, finding himself completely rebuilt to new and in an Imperial uniform, told by Darth Vader that he now serves him.